In a time when unspeakable cruelty and hatred ruled the world, one devout Christian woman stood strong in quiet resistance. Corrie Ten chose to become part of the underground network that protected Jews from Nazi persecution in German-occupied Holland. Ultimately betrayed and sent to Ravensbrück concentration camp, Corrie Ten and her family never lost their faith nor resolve to stand with the Jewish people. After a year of unimaginable horror, Corrie was released on a clerical error, though her father, sister, brother, and nephew all died. Once free, this stooped, silver-haired old woman traveled the world, spreading her message of healing, compassion, and forgiveness. Corrie Remembers is a powerful introduction to the bridge building between Christians and Jews. The message of love and faith demonstrated through the life of one simple woman committed to God and the Jewish people is timeless and compelling.
A shadow fell across Holland in 1940. I was almost 50 years old. And this shadow rested lightly. No one dreamed that this tiny cloud would grow until it blocked out the sky. And no one dreamed that in its darkness, each of us would be called to play a role. You see, Father never changed. And by this time, Jewish people were coming to our home. They're wanting help and hiding place. My father said, in this house, God's people are always welcome. And here's where I get that leap in my heart. He knew. We prayed. He directed us to the people who could help. He did it, friends. No, I'm not clever, not sophisticated. I could never have planned it. God himself planned it. We became a gang of 80 Christian people, 30 teenager boys, 20 teenager girls, 20 men, 10 women. Frankly, though, I confess you, it was exciting time for two middle-aged spinsters and their elderly father. You know, when you are living in the very center of God's will for your life, it can be an adventure, even when it is dangerous. Don't wait. Give your lives today. Say, Lord, use me. How can you use me? I don't care how you pray it, how you say it, but he will use you. Give the child to me, he said, and I hand-fathered the baby. Holding that baby, he looked straight at that pastor. So you say this Jewish child could cost me and my family our lives? I tell you, sir, no greater honor could come to this family. That's the kind of father I had. I was so proud of him. He never changed. We named our hiding room the Angel Crib because Father loved Psalm 91. And he reminding us always, angels guard in our home. He said, put your trust in God, not in man. Because of his age, they did give my father a chair. And the rest of us gather around him. And he began to quote scripture, encourage us from this book that he have in here. Yeah, he started with Psalm 91. And I thought, oh, Father, don't you know those angels left us? But he just went on. You will not fear the terror by night or the arrow that flies by day. And suddenly, I saw it. Friends, there had to be angels protecting this man. He had no fear. He had power. Do you understand? Friends, when you are dying, when you stand at that gate of eternity, you see things from a little different perspective than when you think you have a long time to live. And I had been standing at that gate many months, standing in the shadow of a crematorium. Well, I had believed this book all my life. had nothing to do with belief now. It was simply description of the way things were. Of hell and heaven, how men act and how he acts. Almighty is his name. He says Israel will never cease to be a nation. And all that I believe, and I thank you.
The universal appeal of Corrie Remembers is extraordinary. The story of this 20th century hero, in the spirit of Anne Frank and Oskar Schindler, has been applauded by audiences worldwide. One of the most incredible performances that I have ever seen, both in terms of the beauty of the presentation and in the story that it tells. Martin Goldman, Director, Survivor Affairs, U.S. Holocaust Memorial Museum. Incredible. The performance, the story, a must for Jewish and Christian audiences alike. Susan Seligman, Regional Director, Anti-Defamation League. Susan breaks down the barriers of hate and hurt with rare sensitivity that endears her character to all. And the memory of Corrie Ten lives again, bringing a message of forgiveness and understanding. Edwin Smelser, USA spokesman, International Christian Embassy. Please contact Bridges for Peace for more information on how to book Corrie Remembers in your community. Bridges for Peace is a Jerusalem-based, Bible-believing Christian organization supporting Israel and building relationships between Christians and Jews worldwide through education and practical deeds expressing God's love and mercy.